quite a day. We had a lot of ups and a lot of downs.
Some successes, some failures. For everything that worked out, something didn't work out. 5:15, all 3 alarms go off in the room.
And then we all got up pretty much like on time.
We had made it as a timetable the evening before, and we followed it to a T completely. We were out of here right at the exact time we were meant to be out of here. We got to the Today Show at the time we were meant to be there.
So Today Show starts at 7, and we planned to be there like
almost 6ish. We left here around 6.
Yeah, and then we got there I feel like 15 or 20 after. But on our way there, we had a surprise encounter. So, on our way to Rockefeller, we had to go through Times Square. And Good Morning America films in Times Square. So we're walking through Times Square and we pass Good Morning America and there's like a couple people around, not a lot.
Yeah.
Like, Times Square is pretty much empty. And
which is unusual.
But we noticed like right next to the window of GMA, there was a tiny crowd, maybe like 10, 15 people, and we were thinking like, oh, like there's people just like waiting, you know, like they do at the Today Show, right? Yeah. And so we don't really take much notice. We like actually walk past it and we're like, whatever. And so we get up to the next crosswalk and we're like waiting for the light to turn, and we just like happen to turn around, and who do we see? But the host of Good Morning America, Robin Roberts, outside the window, taking selfies and stuff with everyone there, like an hour before she even like...
Just outside talking, interacting with the fans.
Yeah, I thought it was
long
like,
before
really
she had any reason to be there, really.
Yeah, and I thought it was pretty good, so like we walked back, and by this time though, we thought like everyone was just like running up to her, like we never thought there was any lineup, but then when we got closer there was clearly a lineup.
Pretty big line.
And we
had a mission.
Yeah, we had to get to Today Show to get on the plaza. And so we walk up to the plaza and we're like, okay, then we're getting on the Today Show because we've done this before. And we get a bit closer and we realize the whole plaza is completely blocked. There is absolutely no room for anyone else to get any closer on the plaza at all. Very disappointing. So we like walked around the block like thinking like, oh, like we might still be able to like get in. Or like go next to like the window again, make like a window appearance or something. Nothing could be done. So
just completely blocked on all angles.
I think it was because Daniel Radcliffe was supposed to be there. Well, he was there, and I think a lot of people knew that. And it was a beautiful day out. Everyone was up and on the go. It was a failure. So after we realized it was a failure, we just like went across into like Rockefeller Center. We sat on a bench and we waited there for like 2 hours. So we just got to Rockefeller Plaza to go try to be on Today's Show. And what happened?
Not here early enough.
Yeah.
Too late.
The place is packed.
Give the folks at home a peek of the view here.
Times Square.
So, clearly not here early enough. We can't even get close today.
Can't even get in there.
So this was a fail.
Took a peek over at the entrance, and even at the furthest away spots where there's no cameras, not a chance, not getting in.
Disappointed.
Next up, Live with Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can get into that one.
Maybe
Christ.
front row and center.
And we were watching the Today Show be filmed through the windows, when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a Ram truck pulls up, distracts us so much that we don't even notice that the Today Show itself, the whole studio has been covered with black garbage bags, and we can no longer even see inside the studio.
So then we were like, okay, let's just wait to see like when the NBC shop opens. We can go over and try to see like if we can get tickets for the tour of 30 Rock. So we wait until 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we're waiting and waiting. We're waiting for 8 o'clock. And then we say, okay, it's 8:05 now. And we don't see anything going on inside there. And we're like, well, let's try the door anyways, maybe just to see. And we walk over there and press on it and it's locked. And then we were looking inside and I'm saying to them, there's dust on the t-shirts. The shelves, like a lot of them are empty. I think this place is actually closed down. And as it would turn out, the NBC store had closed and relocated.
Inside Rockefeller
Yeah.
building, or 30 Rock.
Much nicer store. Because we went in there to try to buy tickets for the 30 Rock studio tour, only to find out something we had already suspected, which was that we could not go on the 30 Rock studio tour.
Yeah, it's all sold out for like the rest of the time we're here, so that's it. That's all we can do. So our day started off not great. But then, you know what, we were like, screw this, we're like, we got tickets to go see Live with Kelly, and
Yes.
we sure as hell are going to make it on TV today. It's gonna happen.
Yep.
So we march up to our 67th in Columbus, and we stand outside and we get in the lineup for the Live with Kelly show, and we're waiting in line. We're waiting for about an hour, I'd
Yeah,
say.
and we were pretty close to the front. I'd say
Yeah,
about,
we're really
about 6 people away from
Yeah.
the front of the line. And that was because we knew we had to get there. We were like, today's show is screwed.
Yeah.
We had a great opportunity with Good Morning America and basically spit in its face. And then we said, you know what, with Live with Kelly, we gotta be there no matter what. And we're there. And then the security guards come out and they start asking people to go in for Anderson's show. But it all happened so fast, we're just too confused.
Yeah, because they were taping the show at 9
yes.
a.m. and then they were taping a second show at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
One for Thursday today, and then one for tomorrow. And we had tickets for
What
the
would
one
be tomorrow, but
Yeah.
it was filmed today.
Right.
And the one prior to the one we were seeing was co-hosted by Anderson Cooper. And the one we were seeing was co-hosted by Mark Consuelos.
Kelly Sutton.
Yeah.
So we were thinking like we probably shouldn't get out of the lineup just in case like oh then we won't get to see like the show that we had tickets for.
Exactly.
So we were like we'll just stay and just to like guarantee that we'll have a good seat.
Yeah.
We'll get what we actually want. So we just stayed there and we just waited it out. About a half hour later they call us into security. We got to go in, we'll do that. Then they move us to another lineup, which is just outside the studio. And we're waiting in the lineup, and we can hear like cheers like every now and then at just like random points of time, like,
Yeah.
and then they would just stop abruptly. And so we're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and we don't hear anything for a long while.
Nothing to be heard.
And so then the security guard opens the line, she's like, move forward. And so we go in and we walk in to the studio, and we
Yeah.
were like, holy shit, we're on the set of Live with Kelly. You're like,
And it
this is unreal.
looks just the same.
The audience is a lot closer to the host than like I would have
Yeah.
thought. Like
And-
you're really close to
And
it.
what you don't realize is like there's a lot of screens there.
There's
and
lots
like
of-
now that you
yeah.
watch it, you'll say, look, there is a lot of screens, but you didn't put that together beforehand.
Yeah, and it was really good. And you got to like choose your own seats, right? So we walked in and there was a few people already sat down. We didn't know this until after, but these were the people that were taken from our original lineup.
Yes.
And they went to the Anderson Cooper taping,
Yeah.
and they also got to stay for the second taping, which was the one they were supposed to go anyways.
Yeah.
If we had known that, we would have done both.
We would have done both. We would have seen Anderson, we would have seen Marek. But that being said, the seats we had were pretty fantastic.
We chose great seats.
The way it's lined up is there's a first row and a second row and a third row. But the third row is the first complete row.
Complete row.
Because the first 2 rows, right in the center of it, is where the cameraman is.
Yeah.
And where we chose was almost directly
Behind the camera.
behind the cameraman and like to the right, sort of.
A little bit, yeah.
And like so we were basically like directly in front of Kelly and Mark.
Yeah, like we had the best view in the house, like
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, definitely.
And then they come around and give us like little ticket numbers right there. They gave everyone in the audience a little ticket number. I was number 20.
I was number 19, which I had initially took as a good sign because I was born on June 19th. And I said to myself, okay, we got a lucky streak coming up here.
Most definitely. Sarah had 18.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, so let's go.
Good
So
stuff.
anyways, all of a sudden, Gilman comes out and he's like, I'm gonna show you like a few signs what this means. And he was like, this means like cheer louder, and like this means like stop. Oh, sorry. That was basically a louder stop. This one was like a little bit.
Yeah, this is like mild applause.
Yeah.
Then like wild applause.
Yeah. And then this was like stop immediately, like
Yeah.
shut up. He like explained that, and then he had a little contest for the trivia dancer, because you know they
Yeah.
have one of those
Yeah.
dance, and so they had 4 people come down.
And this man.
Wild.
Yeah. This man
Wild.
comes down here, starts doing some flips,
Yeah.
starts doing some spins, some twists,
Mhm.
kicking his legs up in the air. Dude, it got down to a point where it was just 2 dancers dancing off each other, sort of thing. And this guy was doing kicks in the air so close to her head, it looked like he was about to kick her in the face.
Yeah.
Then she starts doing kicks in the air as if to compete with him. All of a sudden, her shoe flies off. Where does it go? Straight towards us.
It hits the camera.
Hits the camera. If it weren't for the camera, one of us would have got a shoe to the face.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
The recipe for a hanger steak. Summer Shred Workout Week continues with a Stability Ball workout. And coming up next, Laura Linney.